Yes, we are a democratic country. India is so fully democratic, right? Anything can come like this and go. India is a democratic country, right? So in the syllabus, first we are going to talk about understanding democratic values. What are the different democratic values we have and understanding the different democratic values. Okay? Right? Understanding democratic values. Before going into the democratic values, let us first understand what is democracy. Okay? So let us first understand the definition of democracy or what is democracy, and then we'll move on to democratic values. Okay, right? So whenever I am talking about democracy, right? Democracy is what? The people gets authority to do everything. To elect the person is known to be the democracy. Democratic country means what? The people has a power to select the ruler. That is known to be what? Democratic country. Okay, right? So all the nations that we have elections, or in all the countries, those people who put votes, we cannot say it is democratic. Right? Do we still have any non-democratic countries? Saudi Arabia is not democratic. It is not fully democratic actually. Then, fully non-democratic country, Israel. Again, Israel. Israel is not fully democratic. Then, North Korea, Israel, China. China is not democratic. Okay, good, very good. China is not democratic. And India is democratic or not? So why do you call India alone is democratic? China is not democratic. India is democratic. Why? So we'll see some definitions for this. So write down. Stop now. Write down. So there are two forms of government. Only two forms of government. One is democratic, another one is non-democratic. Don't talk, I told. Did you get that? Either you listen or keep quiet. Same here. There are only two types of country. One is democratic, another one is non-democratic. Right? So democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are Making power must rest, REST, must rest with those elected by the people. Making power must rest with those elected by the people. Here they are telling that is the who can make the final decision in case of any problem occurs. Say for example, they are telling about Pakistan. We take Pakistan, and Pakistan, their army has more power than the. Okay, so some period before, one army man came and told he has all rights and he has more power, so he can become the prime minister of the country. Okay, so who will decide who is the prime minister? Already the ruling party is there, and one prime minister is there in the country. A new man who have more power now coming and telling I am the prime minister. Right? So such kind of conflicts can be resolved by people. That is one. Any conflict, whatever conflict may occur, any conflict can be resolved only by the people who are electing the ruler. Okay? That is what the more power relies on people. That is why on the power I can say that particular country as a democratic country. Okay? There are some democratic countries even now where the people does not have powers to ask any question to the superior or ruling party. That kind of country is not actually in the Indian constitution. They say that the people have full rights to talk anything. Okay, they can even question whatever the decisions taken by the ruling one. They can even question them. That is the right that people have in the democratic country. Okay, right? Yes. So who is having more power in the democracy? People have more power. And the power I can say that country comes under democratic country. Okay. And the third point says that a democratic must be based on the free and fair election. A democratic country must be based on free and fair election. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by free and fair election? The elections, what do we conduct our free and fair elections? Yes? You agree? The elections, what do we conduct our free and fair elections? The last one. No, I didn't ask your name, you can sit down. Right? So like free and fair election. Whenever the country has the power to conduct free and fair election, then we say it is a democratic country. Okay? So we say actually we are conducting free and fair election on this. Right? That is what our Indian democracy says. We are conducting what? We are conducting free and fair elections in India. Okay? Right? So what it says China, actually in China they don't conduct free and fair election. In the case that in India anyone can go and stand for any position. Right? We can compete for any position. But that is not the case in China. There are many rules and regulations where for every position, in India we have only minimum qualification for every position. For president it must be this age, about 35 years or something. Only this we have. A citizen of India. That is all about the criteria we do have in India. We don't have any criteria related to religion, related to community in India. Yes or no? Yes. So anybody who is fulfilling those minimum criteria can go and compete for the election. That is what the case we do have in India, but that is not the case in China. Okay, right? So one president there are many rules that the parliament this many times they should have attended this thing. That and all they are having. Okay, they are having lot of procedures and lot of criteria that must be fulfilled for every candidate who competing for the election. Okay, so that case I cannot say it is a free and fair election. It is not free election actually. Okay, when I put more criteria that case, we can say we are fully satisfied with that. Yes, sir? No. So that is what democracy. We have partial yes and partial no always. Everybody cannot agree to all the things, right? Yes. So in Mexico, the same thing is happening for almost 30 to 35 years. Is that possible? How can it then possible? See, not even a single media is talking a small news against the ruling party in Mexico. But that is not the case in India, right? India la ukkaandu makkal mandramla pote நம்ம எல்லாரும் வந்து ruling party கிளிக்கிறோம் இல்லையா, right? So that is what freedom we have in India they are telling. I am just telling example India for everything, but it doesn't mean India is a complete democratic and pure nation always, right? I am just telling, just comparing that. Okay, right? So, but that is not possible in Mexico. We cannot talk even a single word against the ruling party in Mexico. That is considered to be the crime. Okay, but that is not the crime in India, right? Yes. So that is what conducting free and fair election. If any democratic nation can able to conduct this type of election, we can say that country as a democratic country. Okay, right? And the next point is, in a democracy, every citizen have how many votes? Each individual have one vote. The value for one vote is 1. Okay. So actually that is fixed in the democracy. நம்ம எப்படி சாதாரணமா சொல்றோம் எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு ஓட்டு தான், ஒரு ஓட்டுக்கு ஒரு வேல்யூ தான், right? But that is actually fixed in the democracy. The democracy is written in such way that every adult have single vote and every single vote has a single value, right? Yes, which is known to be single vote and single value. Can a single person put more than one vote? No. How many for putting one vote? How many count it is taken? ஒரு ஓட்டுக்கு 10 கவுண்ட் எடுங்க, ஒரு ஓட்டுக்கு 2 கவுண்ட் எடுங்க, இல்லையா? So ஒரு ஓட்டுக்கு எத்தனை கவுண்ட் எடுக்கறாங்க? ஒரு கவுண்ட் தான். So single vote is considered to be as what? Single value. If I have this type of elections that has to be conducted, and that is actually the pure democratic nation. அதாவது there is no கள்ள ஓட்டே இருக்காது. One person, only one vote. Okay, right? And everybody in the country should have this voting rights. Okay, as I told in Saudi Arabia, there was no voting rights for women once upon a time. Actually, I don't know now what's happening now. Now they got their right, it seems, right? So that is not the case in India. நம்ம எப்போ கான்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் டெவலப் பண்ணோமோ அப்பையில இருந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் டெமோக்ரஸி எப்போ அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணுவோம் அப்பையில இருந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் all are having vote, right? Yes. So that is what everybody should have vote in the country. All adults, not a gender discrimination, caste discrimination, whatever should be there. That is why we are talking about gender equality. Okay, right? Yes. The next one is all democratic rules. It comes under Constitution of India. What is meant by Constitution? What is meant by Constitution? Constitution is a thing which has many amendments of law that is common for all the citizens in a country, right? So which contains amendments of laws and everything, rules and regulations, which is common for all the citizens of that particular state. Okay, right? That is what. So whatever the government it is, democratic government always comes under the Constitution of India. They comes under the rules and regulations of Constitution of India. If you look at a ruling party, the Constitution against that, they cannot do anything. Okay, Constitution permits to even put any case or arrest a ruling party also. That can be happened in a democratic country. Well, that is not possible in monarchy country, or that is not possible in monarchy, right? Yes. Play for play. Okay? Right? Play. Right. Now, see, it is all about not history, not civics, it is all about politics. Indian politics. And not only we are stopping with Indian politics, we are actually moving to world politics also. We are going to talk about world politics, not only the Indian politics. And I know the impact of politics paper. Right? The impact of politics paper is very bad, right? Yes? You all like politics? Yes? Yes? Talking about schedules in India, amendments in India, constitution about what are the different schedules we have, how many amendments we have, the amendments are taken in which year, all those things. You are interested in that? Yes or no? No. Anybody is having aim for going for any government examination? TNPSC exams, Group 2, Group 4. Yes? Yes? Then Indian polity is very important. Right? The constitution is not an amendment to other schedule. You must be thorough in that. Right? Actually, listen. What is the aim of giving this subject for you? What is the aim of giving this subject to you? Why do you study this paper? What? Can you tell any meaningful answer? Yes. What is the aim of studying human values and ethics? See, so far we had a paper, professional ethics and engineering. You had that paper? No, right? Did you study professional ethics and engineering? Actually, that was the elective paper we had for engineering students so far. But now we have human values and ethics. What is the difference between two papers and why it is important to study? Can I get some interesting answers? Basically, what is professional ethics? Told you that now, right? So, professional ethics in engineering is nothing but what are all the ethics that the engineer should follow in his professional life? Okay? What are the different unethical activities? How we can enroll in the unethical activities and how we can avoid the unethical activities. That is what we will study in PE. Right? Then human values and ethics generally talks about a democracy, a secularism, a sovereign country. Why so? You people are patriotic? Yes, sir. No. No, right? Basically, no. Yes. You people are not patriotic. Be aware of Constitution of India. Be aware of basic democratic values that must be followed in India. No. Right? So they believe that the most of the crime is happening because the student doesn't know the democratic values. Okay, the upcoming generations are lacking in the interest of all this politics and democracy, secularism, whatever it is. So lacking their interest in those fields, and these are the very important things that every youngster in India should know about. Okay? It is not politics. Politics in the sense அரசியல் இல்லை. அவங்க தான் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு இல்லை. As a citizen of India, you should know the basic democratic, at least the basic, not the constitution fully, right? At least the basic democratic values, so that you can be a good citizen for the country. Okay? And what the many arguments says that we have lot of problems in India. Yes, sir. We have problems in India, but in history you go and see compared to many other countries where you don't have freedom even to talk. Okay. Still in some countries women are struggling to come out. But that is not the case in India. Not only that, poverty line is far better in India compared to some other nations. And freedom wish. You do what you wish, right? Yes. So everything happens. So they wanted to tell you that India is far better, and you must be feel proud to live in India. Okay. So those democratic values tells you the principles and values that you have, that you should have. Okay, right? So that is what the democratic principle says. So everybody should come under what? Constitution. Okay, right? And next one is positives of democracy. Can I get some positives of democracy? What are the advantages that I have? The second one, that one. Yes. I would like to hear that. Tell me the advantages. No. Any few advantages of democracy? Yes. So if we are talking about democracy, you have full rights to open up and talk. So you can tell me the advantages of democracy. So then the question becomes general. Anyone can tell. Yes. The first one is the quality of decision making, and the second one is we can able to choose the ruler. Okay, right? We have full rights on that. What is mean by quality of decision making? Quality of decision making na enna? What do you understand by that? And see, and it enhances the dignity of the citizen. So everybody we have certain dignity, right? It enhances, it increases the dignity of the citizen. So what are all the disadvantages? Disadvantages actually in advantage in a highly populated country, democratic has a very good advantage. Okay? Because a highly populated country cannot be controlled by a single ruler. What we do, the entire state has been divided into different states, right? The entire state, I am telling about state means India. Okay? In our constitution, everywhere they write about state with capital S, which is known to be the country. Okay? State is what? This the country, what we say, not 28 states in India we are talking about. State in constitution is nothing but what? Country. Okay? Right? So in order to control the entire state, a single ruler, a single control is not possible first place. So democratic is a very good advantage in a highly populated state. We can divide the entire state into different divisions and we have different rulers. What we follow now, we have the 28 different states and 28 different communities or rulers who are ruling us, right? At last, which is embedded into single ruler, right? That is what the advantage of democracy. Okay? But in monarchy, that system, that kind of thing is not possible. So, disadvantage. Talking about disadvantages, people, the many people, they are telling about the people, disadvantage. Many people are not able to choose the right person. And also, it depends upon individual people's opinion. Right? We are getting only majority person to be ruled. The majority can even vary by a single vote. Okay? The one who is lacking a single vote comes under minority vote, who does not rule us, right? So this is what one of the major drawback in this type of democracy. Okay? Even a single is put somebody as a majority community and put somebody as a minority community. Okay, right? The most people wishes or most people desire is not getting an opening day. Okay, right? That is what the disadvantage is. That people doesn't know how to choose the person, whereas whatever the perspective that the people have, it is not a perspective of a ruler when they come to the ruling position. Right? Yes. And in democracy, one of the important things is competition. They are talking about competition. Everything want to detach the position. So what they do? We have seen a lot of campaigns, right? How does the election campaign has been run? So everybody wants to sit in that position. So what they do? Obviously they bribe, right? Yes. So that is what one of the very big disadvantage of democracy. Bribe in the nation is getting increasing. Okay. So as competition is increasing, when the competition is getting increasing, so the bribe in the nation is also getting, keeps on increasing. We cannot able to reduce it, right? Is that possible? No, because it is highly populated country. So mostly they are talking about highly populated country, or even though the country which has less population involves a bribing system nowadays. Okay, right? These other people have many other disadvantages also. So it is not a subject paper or something. Whatever we discuss in class is not at all comes into that particular topic or something. You can enhance the topic, you can develop the content on your own, right? Related to the topic. Okay. Even advantages, disadvantages, not. You can sit down. Shall we continue? Yes. Stop at shop. Stop at shop. What away here? Wait, you don't have
ஏய் போடவே இல்லையா?